Hey guys and gals, welcome back to a new Omega Zone Gaming. So, on today's agenda for News Rant Story Time, Chris Grant, editor-in-chief of Polygon, has a Twitter meltdown about Nintendo after he mistakenly thinks his friend deleted his Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild save file. First of all, the friend didn't delete it. He started a game in master mode, which blankets the file, I guess you could say. It shows it as not visible. So, that's first of all. Second of all, Chris Grant stated that Breath of the Wild was not even going to make it into his top, was not only taken out of his top 3 games of this year, but was removed from the list altogether because of human error. Human error. It's not Nintendo's fault that Chris Grant's friend came and picked up his Nintendo Switch and started a game. Is it? No. It is Chris Grant's friend's fault for starting the game. Now, granted, even though the friend didn't really delete his save file, but he should have taken it up with his friend, not Nintendo. Nintendo had no part in this. So Chris Grant has a meltdown. People are calling him out for it. He's trying to say that Nintendo's archaic and a dinosaur and that it's their fault his save got deleted. Which, no, it's not. Because he could have put that save file anywhere, technically. If he had a memory card built and put into his system, he could have had that on the memory card and his friend started a new game on the system memory. Guess what? No harm, no foul. Or, he could have created a, whatever he wants to name, a guest profile for when people come over and want to play the game. He chose not to do these options. And then he takes it out on not only Nintendo, but on Polygon fans who are questioning his logic here. It was user error, not Nintendo error. It was a editor-in-chief of Polygon throwing a hissy fit, not a Nintendo error. Nintendo didn't tell him to let his friend pick up the system. Nintendo didn't tell him, hey, let your friend delete your save. Nintendo didn't do any of this. This was one guy who thought his friend deleted his save file and was throwing a hissy fit. Polygon, I'm not telling you to make this your number one game anymore. If you think Horizon was better, or if you think Assassin's Creed Origin was better than Breath of the Wild, by all means, do that. But you need to give it a high prominence now, because otherwise, you're pretty screwed when it comes to Nintendo. You will probably not be getting early copies anymore. You probably will not be getting any review copies. If you want to review a Nintendo game, you're probably going to have to go out and buy it now. Because you accused a company of screwing you over when they had nothing to do with it. That was your problem, Chris Grant. That was your friends, Chris Grant. That was not Nintendo. Shigeru Miyamoto himself did not come over to your house and, do this to you. What you thought was done. Then you updated saying that he just started in master mode. So, Miyamoto himself did not come and do this. Reggie Fils-Aimé did not come and do this. This was one of your friends. Basically, what I'm trying to get across here, Chris Grant, is I'm not blaming you for having a Twitter meltdown. People have those. It happens all the time. I've probably had a bad week in the past where I've had one. What I'm blaming you for is taking your anger out on Nintendo when Nintendo had nothing to do with your anger. Your anger should have been over your friend, because your friend was the one who was messing with your system. You get what I'm getting at here, Chris Grant? Polygon, this may hurt you. You may want to think about getting a new editor-in-chief as a company, because this may hurt you really, really bad. We've seen other review sites and review YouTube channels and stuff like that go down for way less. Way less. You know, some of them never even had controversies. X-Play, for instance, on G4, they got shut down because a company bought out the channel. No controversies. The company could have kept the show going. It was a really good show, but it got shut down. Along with the entire channel, basically. But my point still remains. Polygon, he's your editor-in-chief, but you are the corporation. You may want to look into a new one. If nothing else, I would suspend him. I would make him reap what he sows and suspend without pay. I don't mean give him a vacation. I mean suspend without pay. Because he probably screwed you guys over really bad with this temper tantrum. I'm not going to say straight up fire the guy. Either suspend without pay, demote, whatever you have to do. Because I've even had a bad Twitter day. I've had a bad Facebook day where I've been on there and vented and ranted and screamed and yelled and threw a hissy fit. Everyone has those. But you gotta know your targets too. I don't directly target anybody. If I'm having a bad day and it's a cause of something that's been going on, I call out the situation, not the person. So, to wrap this up, Chris, I can understand you were having a bad day and you wanted to vent and you wanted to get your anger out. I really can, and I respect that. But you aimed at the wrong targets, and it may cost you now. Nintendo, I hope for this one idiocy you don't pull any support from Polygon. I can understand if you do. Don't get me wrong. I really can. But I hope you don't. And Polygon, you may need to suspend him without pay for a bit. Because the fact of the matter is, as a company, you're like IGN. You're a big name. You have your, CEOs, all that stuff. And they are higher than him, and they're not looking good by, letting him go on a Twitter rampage like this. I guess that's really it. As I said, don't be too harsh on him. Don't attack Chris Grant. Know that his anger came from frustration. It was aimed at the wrong people. If you want to, tell him that, that's fine. But don't go after the guy. Until next time, like if you like, subscribe if you want. And as always, this is Omega Zone Gaming, and I am out.